working to connect a region of over 600 more bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Judith Temera delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region on today's headlines. Philippine National Police or PNP Chief General Oscar Albayalde on Thursday ordered a manhunt against the still unidentified assailants who ambushed the convoy of former Pangasinan Governor Amado Espino Jr. Former Indonesian President B.J. Habibie, who ushered in an era of democratic reforms after the downfall of the longtime dictator Suharto, died on Wednesday at the age of 83 in Jakarta. And Indonesia is battling forest fires in Sumatra Island as toxic smog shut down hundreds of schools in Southeast Asia. Philippine National Police or PNP Chief General Oscar Albayalde on Thursday ordered a manhunt against the still unidentified assailants who ambushed the convoy of former Pangasinan Governor Amado Espino Jr. on Wednesday afternoon. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Bernard Banac said Albayalde has directed the Police Regional Office or PRO1 to immediately arrest the suspects, expedite the investigation, and file criminal charges to give justice to the victims. Banac also said the PNP strongly condemns the attack against Espino and his bodyguards, who were fired upon by unidentified assailants around 4:30 p.m. while traversing an intersection on board a Toyota Innova and Land Cruiser in Barangay Magtaking, San Carlos City. Espino and 4 others were hurt, while Pat Richard Esguerra died on the spot. Provincial Information Officer Orpheus Velasco, in an interview Wednesday, said Espino suffered gunshot wounds but is now in stable condition after undergoing treatment. Colonel Rodrigo Maranan, Pangasinan Police Provincial Office or PPPO Director, said 2 suspected getaway vehicles of the assailants and the ambush were recovered. Maranan said a red Hyundai hatchback was found in Barangay Cobol in San Carlos City, while a metallic blue Ford Everest was found in Barangay Pasima in Malasiki Town. And I quote, "There were high-powered firearms in the vehicles and the investigators are processing the pieces of evidence," he said. Maranan added that closed-circuit television cameras around the area and the dash camera of the vehicles, along with the eyewitnesses, are being investigated by the authorities. He said a special investigation task group called SITG Espino was formed with the joint efforts of the PPPO, Crime Investigation and Detection Group Regional Office Ilocos, Police Regional Office, among others, to conduct an in-depth investigation into the case. He said, as requested, police are providing security to the family of Espino following the ambush. Meanwhile, a presidential spokesperson and chief of Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo on Wednesday said President Rodrigo Duterte can transfer convicts without a court order. Since the person involved were already convicted, Panelo argued that there is no longer a need for court order, as the transfer is only from one jail to another. He pointed out that what's important is that they were transferred because there is a threat to their lives. If they are killed inside that jail, then there's no longer a case. Duterte has admitted that he ordered the transfer of 10 high-profile convicts, including drug dealer Peter Go, to the Marines headquarters in Taguig City. The chief executive earlier said the move was made to keep them away from the alleged allies of detained Senator Leila de Lima, one of the president's staunchest critics, inside the New Bilibid prison. In other news, the Chinese government will agree on a 60-40 sharing scheme in favor of the Philippines only if Manila will set aside the landmark Permanent Court of Arbitration or PCA ruling on the South China Sea, President Rodrigo Duterte said on Tuesday. And I quote, "Set aside your claim, then allow everybody connected with the Chinese companies," Duterte said, relaying to the media his conversation with Chinese President Xi Jinping during the Filipino leader's fifth visit to Beijing on August 29, 2019. Duterte said he raised the 2016 PCA verdict, which invalidates China's 9-dash line that claims almost 80% of the strategic water, but Beijing maintained its position. When asked if the proposed 60-40 exploration of oil and gas resources will cover the Exclusive Economic Zone or EEZ, Duterte said the country's 200 nautical mile EEZ is part of the arbitral ruling which they will ignore to come up with an economic activity. In the same media briefing, Duterte scored former Foreign Affairs Chief Albert Del Rosario for China's eventual possession of the Scarborough Shoal when the Philippines withdrew during a standoff in 2012. Meanwhile, a former Indonesian President B.J. Habibie, who ushered in an era of democratic reforms after the downfall of the longtime dictator Suharto, died on Wednesday at the age of 83 in Jakarta, his family and officials said. Habibie died at a military hospital in the capital after suffering from heart failure. In a televised speech announcing Habibie's death, President Joko Widodo called the former aircraft engineer and a politician a world-class scientist and the father of Indonesian technology. Habibie was born in June 1936 in a small town in South Sulawesi and studied aviation and aerospace engineering in Germany and the Netherlands before returning home in the mid-1970s. Suharto asked him to help industrialize the country. He chaired the state-owned aviation company Industri Pesawat Terbang Nusantara and then served as Minister of Research and Technology for 20 years. Habibie was sworn in as Indonesia's third president in 1998, just 2 months after becoming vice president to Suharto, who ruled for 3 decades until mass protests for his resignation. Habibie helped usher in a transition to democracy for the world's most populous Muslim nation and stabilized the economy, which was reeling from the Asian financial crisis and decades of corruption. In a surprise move in 1999, Habibie announced a referendum on independence for East Timor, a former Portuguese colony ruled by Indonesia. The vote was held later that year, and the East Timorese overwhelmingly voted for independence, sparking a wave of deadly unrest. Habibie served for just 17 months as president. He withdrew from contention in the October 1999 election and was succeeded by Abdurrahman Wahid. He is survived by 2 sons.
Watch your favorite Net25 shows on OSN channel 725, same day as the Philippines.
Net25 is now available on OSN, the largest entertainment network in the Middle East and North Africa.
Watch your favorite Net25 shows live
and on demand anytime, anywhere on
any mobile device on OSN Play.
With gorgeous white sandy beaches that stay cool to touch even on the hottest summer days, blue-green ocean waves, and the warm ocean breeze, there's no wonder why Dr. Beach has named Siesta Key, Florida, the #1 beach in the United States. Don't forget to watch episodes of Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I'm Melissa Protest, coming to you from Siesta Key, Florida, and I am one with 25.
Welcome back. Representatives of the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP and the Mindanao Islamic Telephone Company or Mislatel on Wednesday signed a memorandum of agreement allowing the new telco player to build its communications facilities in military camps and installations. Major General Adrian Sanchez Jr., AFP Deputy Chief of Staff for Communications, Electronics and Information Systems, or the CEIS J6, and lawyer Adel Tamano, Mislatel Chief Administrative Officer, signed the MOA at the AFP headquarters in Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Based on the agreement, the AFP will determine specific locations with its rental value for use of Mislatel in the installation and management of its communication sites without undermining the operations of affected AFP units. Mislatel is also required to furnish all equipment, labor, and materials necessary to effect the co-location of its facilities and shoulders all expenses in connection with or incidental to the co-location, and payment of all taxes, permits, licenses, and other charges. Payment will be made by providing CIS equipment, upgrade, services, and training to the AFP equivalent to the monetary value of the lease subject to inflation. Mislatel also guarantees the devices, equipment, and/or structures installed at the site provided by the AFP shall not be used to obtain classified information as a measure to prevent electronic espionage. The signing was witnessed by retired Major General Rodolfo Santiago Jr., Chief Technology Officer of Mislatel, and Colonel Walter Icaro, Chief of the Plans Policy, Program, and Budget Division of the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff for CEIS J6. In other news, the Philippine shares recovered Wednesday after China announced tariff exemptions on some U.S. products while the peso depreciated after a three-day rally. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSEI improved by 0.49% or 38.42 points to 7,967.90 points, which BPI research pointed to news that China will give tariff exemptions to 16 types of U.S. goods, excluding soybeans and pork from September 7, 2019 until September 16, 2020. This news increased investor sentiment, resulting to the positive close of all the counters. All shares increased by 0.38% or 18.37 points to 4,804.82 points. Mining and oil registered the highest increase at 1.28% and was followed by the property 0.83%, industrial with 0.67%, holding firms with 0.54%, services with 0.21%, and financials with 0.01%. Volume was thin at 713.5 million shares, amounting to 6.66 billion pesos. Gainers led losers at 119 to 65, while 58 shares were unchanged. On the other hand, the peso ended the day at 52.15 from the previous day's 51.98. It opened the day at 52.05, sideways from Tuesday's 51.9 start. It traded between 52.195 and 52.050, resulting to an average of 52.133. Volume reached 1.436 billion US dollars, lower than the 1.495 billion US dollars a day ago. The currency pair is seen to trade between 52.05 and 52.25 on Thursday. Meanwhile, the first China-ASEAN or AI Summit was held in Nanning, capital of Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. Artificial intelligence or AI was considered by the AS as a driving force to promote the development of the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area. China has maintained its position as the largest trading partner of ASEAN in the last decade, while ASEAN is the second biggest trade partner of China. In the first half of 2019, bilateral trade between the two sides reached 291.85 billion US dollars, up to 4.2% year-on-year. The wide application of AI technologies was attributed to the robust trade. In agriculture, AI has helped supermarket owners in a country learn about the growth status of plants, brand, and dosage of pesticide used in other countries. The China-ASEAN Financial Information Service platform was also launched in the event. Experts believe the platform will provide an important channel for learning about financial issues and real economies within the China-ASEAN Free Trade Area.
Hi, I'm Madeline. And I'm Samantha. And we're the Callion Twins. Please watch Digital Nest on Net 25 every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Digital Nest EBC. Callion Twins signing off.
Innovation, digital disruption, globalization. Startups, micro, small and medium enterprises, as well as large corporations all face interesting challenges in the market today. Peek into the world of exciting opportunities and partnerships to drive growth with the latest business news and information. We are open for business. Join the conversations to create a more vibrant environment for entrepreneurship. Catch Open for Business every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Open for Business, from vision to action.
Welcome back. Malaysia has stepped up pressure on neighboring Indonesia to tackle huge blazes tearing through its rainforest and smothering Southeast Asia in smog. As fires typically started to clear land for crops, sent diplomatic tensions soaring. Burning forests to make way for farming is also thought to be behind the enormous fires currently ripping through the Amazon in South America, and experts believe they could have a serious impact on the global climate. Malaysian Environment Minister Yeo Bee Yin expressed concerns about the impact of the smog and offered assistance to Jakarta to fight the fires during a meeting with Indonesian officials Tuesday, according to a statement. An official in Sarawak State on Borneo, where air quality dropped to very unhealthy levels this week, was less diplomatic, demanding Indonesia send face masks and medical supplies to Malaysia for those affected by the pollution. And I quote, "Until they suffer economically, they will not take complaints seriously." Sarawak Deputy Chief Minister James Massing was cited as saying by the Malay Mail news portal on Wednesday. The Indonesian government must bear the full brunt of responsibility of the haze in Sarawak. Air quality also plummeted to unhealthy levels in Kuala Lumpur this week as toxic smog drifted in and shrouded the skyline, while over 400 schools were closed in the Malaysian part of Borneo due to the smoke. Borneo is shared between Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. Despite the pressure from its neighbor, Indonesia insisted Wednesday the smog in Malaysia was caused by fires there. A statement from the Environment Ministry and Weather Agency said the number of hotspots, areas of intense heat detected by satellite which typically indicate fires, in peninsular Malaysia and risen significantly. However, the Malaysian Environment Ministry referred a journalist to information on hotspots published by the Singapore-based ASEAN Specialized Meteorological Center. According to the center, there were 861 hotspots on Indonesian Borneo and the Indonesian island of Sumatra as of September 10th, and just 7 in the whole of Malaysia. Indonesia is battling forest fires in Sumatra Island as toxic smog shut down hundreds of schools in Southeast Asia. Watch this. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Yamera, and I'm 1 with 25.
Accurate and fair reporting. Not only from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi, but also abroad. Detailed and timely stories relevant to people all over the world. Catch all of these at Net25, your reliable source of news, entertainment, and technology updates.
Winter snows bring breathtaking views and landscapes that spark peace and fond memories in most of us. However, it also brings safety concerns.
Hi, yes, I need a tow truck. I'm off the
Some of the most common winter car problems include deflated tires, dead batteries, and frozen windshields.
Here are some things to keep in your car during winter driving conditions.
First, to clear off your car, you'll need a snow scraper and brush, a shovel in case it snows so much you'll have to dig your car out, and jumper cables in case your car battery gives out.
Next, be prepared for possible car trouble.
The most important tools would be a cell phone with a backup charger, winter clothes and footwear such as boots, warm socks, a warm coat, a scarf, and gloves. Since most of us dress for where we're going or the warmth of our car, having those clothes in the car will protect you if you're stuck in the car or have to walk somewhere for help.
The next few items will be helpful in emergency situations.
Nighttime driving can be dangerous, so keep the following things handy: a flashlight, flares or warning lights, food and water in case you'll be stuck for hours waiting for help, and a first aid kit.